You're watching RTV News with me, Jane Mutoni. President Paul Kagame has awarded the Secretary General of the International Telecommunication Union the National Order of Honor Agaciro. The government of Rwanda has announced that the first group of migrants and asylum seekers from the UK is to arrive in their country in the early hours of Wednesday. Let us begin this edition by informing you that President Paul Kagame has awarded the Secretary General of the International Telecommunication Union the National Order of Honor Agaciro, recognizing his distinguished service as the leader of the ITU during a very consequential period for the globalization of telecommunication technology. Agaciro is awarded to a head of state or government, the head of an international organization, or another high-ranking official who has distinguished themselves through actions that significantly promote the common good in Rwanda and beyond in the political, economic, or social domains. Hulun Zhao also recently recognized President Kagame for his exemplary achievements in the promotion of ICT in Rwanda. Moving on, the government of Rwanda has announced that the first group of migrants and asylum seekers from the UK is to arrive in the country in the early hours of Wednesday. Now, this comes following a decision by the UK's appeal court to uphold an early decision by the country's High Court on the matter, effectively nullifying efforts to block the initiative. Take a look.
During a press conference on Tuesday, Rwanda's government spokesperson made it clear that the country is ready to welcome the migrants and asylum seekers and assist them in their quest for better lives.
Tomorrow, when the first flight lands here in Kigali, the new arrivals will be welcomed and will be looked after and supported to make new lives here. We will provide support with their asylum applications, including legal support and translation services. We will provide decent accommodation and look after all their essential needs. So we also want to make it clear that if people apply for asylum in Rwanda and their claim is rejected through the process that we'll have here, they will still have a pathway to legal residency in Rwanda. And we welcome people from everywhere. So the new arrivals will be free to come and go as they please. And if they choose to leave Rwanda, which is one of the options, we will support them to travel to their country of origin or a safe third country where they have a legal right to stay. We do hope that they'll choose to stay with us and follow in the footsteps of so many who have made Rwanda their home and have flourished here.
Though the number of the first group has not been announced, assurances have been given that the facilities to cater for their needs are available. We have prepared where they will be temporarily staying for the next few months as they become accustomed to the country. Those unable to speak the languages we use here in Rwanda will be taught so that they may be able to communicate in society with time. They will eat the sort of food we all do, and their living quarters are good. I believe most of you visited them. They will have access to nutritious foods, medical services, and recreational venues. They will basically have everything they need to make their lives comfortable. After they become accustomed to living in Rwanda, they will then be moved from those temporary lodgings to more long-term ones. As for the exact number of those coming, it is yet to be confirmed as to how many people we will be receiving in the morning. Rwanda and the UK announced the agreement to work together on the illegal migrant problem in April, and Yolande Makolo has reiterated the country's commitment to honor its side of the deal as an African effort to seek solutions to problems instead of always being labeled as a continent of problems.
There is a huge global imbalance in opportunities. This is why young people feel that they have to make dangerous journeys to go make their lives elsewhere. Africa is not just a place of problems, as is often portrayed in the media. It's also a place for solutions. We are proud to be part of a solution, of an innovative program that is providing a solution to a sticky problem. So this is also an advantage for us to be part of a partnership like this.
The agreement signed between the two countries covers a period of 5 years starting in this year of 2022.
The Association of Student Survivors of the Genocide Against the Tutsi in Rwanda, IRG, is pleased that the Hope Hostel building, formerly known as the $1 Campaign Complex, continues to be a solution to humanity's problems in general after sheltering its homeless members. The building is now going to accommodate migrants and asylum seekers from the UK. The Hope Hostel, located in Kagugusel, Chinyinya sector in Gasabo district in Kigali city, is on an area of a hectare and 2,000 square meters. Barubuche Cyprien, who lived in this hostel for 3 years, receiving basic necessities on a daily basis, has spent the last 3 months no longer living there. During working hours, we met him at the hostels, which are considered home to those who have lived there.
I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to live in this hostel because life in Kigali can be expensive, but we are given necessities. I can say my life has shifted compared to when I started living here, as we were also given education, which has helped me to achieve a lot because when you have knowledge, you have everything.
Barubucheye currently does electricity-related activities, which he studied living in these hostels, where he is currently working. He is proud of the fact that he has laid the groundwork for a new life and is convinced that self-sufficiency and self-reliancy is possible.
As a person who was moving out of the hostel, I was given 750,000 Rwanda francs to start a new life, which included paying rent and buying house equipments and food. In addition to that, there is 1 million that is provided to do a project which will help one sustain themselves, whereby it first has to be approved, and then for the first phase, one is given 600,000 Rwanda francs I have already received, and the other 400,000 Rwanda francs is provided after the project has been approved. I'm not going to lie. At first I thought that moving out was scary, but once I did, I realized that it is just a matter of being hardworking, especially for someone like me who started technical courses. I have to go to the field. Like now, I'm here for work, not as a person living here or that lived here.
2 years after leaving the former $1 Campaign Complex, now known as Hope Hostel, Mukamudenge Dative also says it was time for her and her sister to start a new life instead of continuing to live on support.
It
was about time that we move out, so that we start a new life, think out of the box, and do something to develop ourselves. Personally, I moved out in 2020 and my sister moved out recently in May 2022, and she found me established, so we joined together, and the money provided to her for support, we shall make good use of it. When one moves out, you get to see what others do to make it, and it gives you an idea of what to do. My motive is to work hard and succeed so that I can be able to support others. Hope Hostel is said to be a home to immigrants from the UK. Here are some of the thoughts of those that are still living here.
I thank the government for making good use of the hostels because it is again being used for a good cause. Otherwise, I wouldn't be happy to see the building we once lived in being just an empty building. The money that will be generated from the building will benefit us as members because the building belongs to the association.
Odas Mudahemuka, National Coordinator of IRG, says that the accommodation provided by the government continues to be a special blessing to humanity in general and to IRG members in particular.
Mbere na mbere yaje iri gusubiza ikibazo cy'abantu badafite aho baba.
It is a historical building in finding solutions, because initially it came about as a solution to homeless students, as it became a home for them, and now it is going to accommodate migrants from the UK who have lived there illegally. Those that will want to stay in the country will stay, and those who still need to clear their documents will do so. We are giving hope, which is why the name of the building was changed to Hope Hostel, because it is not only giving hope to the migrants, but also to us as members of ILG, because the income that will be generated from them will help the association in terms of building financial sustainability.
Hope Hostel is a 4-story building consisting of rooms, bathrooms, a primary clinic, and more, and can accommodate up to 100 people. It also has another kitchen building, a dining hall, a restaurant, a multi-purpose tent, a garden, and playgrounds that are under construction. On each door, there are words written in English and Arabic for direction purposes, as this will help the immigrants to be accommodated there, as explained by the director of Hope Hostel, Wachina Ismail.
Ibyo bishingira kuri amwe ku makuru dufite ko abantu dushobora kuzakira abenshi muri bo bavuga ururimi rw'icyarabu.
We did this because we are informed that majority of the migrants that we will receive speak Arabic, and in addition to the written words, we shall also have people in charge of translating to help us communicate efficiently with them. As you've seen, there is also a multi-purpose room which will be used as a place for different games such as pool, table tennis, and other various games, along with other local games in Arabic countries, which we shall include after they arrive, and we've known which ones that they want. All this is to help them feel at home.
In addition to the Hope Hostel, UK immigrants will also be housed in other buildings across Kigali city that have already been visited, approved by the relevant Rwandan and British authorities and other stakeholders in the initiative. Blood donors say their participation in the activity is their contribution to the preservation of the lives of Rwandans. Rwanda joins the globe today to celebrate the World Blood Donor Day. Precious Kirezi has this report.
A 43-year-old motorcyclist by the name Sakizimana Hamada participated as a blood donor for the first time. He said being made aware of the impact the donations make prompted his decision to donate blood whenever it's needed and within his grasp.
If you're not donating blood, who is going to help you when you are in need of it? I have decided to donate blood for the remainder of my life as long as it doesn't get contaminated.
Kuranga Alphonse, who has been a blood donor for the last 21 years, says that while misconceptions suggest that blood donation has a bad effect on human life, it isn't factual.
Every time I come, I give blood. I live 4 times a year, and every time I leave the bed, I have no consequences. I have never fainted. I have never felt any particular consequence in my body. And for your information and for the other people, I can tell them I'm among the people who are doing a lot of sports. Especially I do the cycling in the weekend. I can do 100 kilometers. I think I am strong, and I have never faced any problem because of giving my blood.
RBC's Blood Donation Division Manager Thomas Muyombano says despite health centers in Rwanda having enough blood, the need for more is consistent.
Icyambere dusaba abanyarwanda no gukoresha no mahirwe y'uno munsi w'abatanga amaraso.
We urge Rwandans, especially in honor of today, to keep donating blood because the need of it never wavers. Blood from donors has a lifespan of 5 days, which is why we need more blood to replace that when its time is up on a regular basis.
In 2021, approximately 50,000 Rwandans participated in blood donation that amounted to 98.5% of the blood needed by hospitals and health centers at the time. Most blood donors in Rwanda are under the age of 35, and those that have donated a lot of blood have done it approximately 80 times. Precious Chilezi, RTV News.
Thank you, Precious, for that report. Now, the Rwanda Development Board is urging business owners to register their intellectual property assets as one of the measures to assist them to protect their rights in case of infringement. Olive Nete has this report.
Intellectual property assets include brand names, industrial designs, symbols, and many more used in commerce. In discussions held between the Rwanda Development Board and various traders that export their products, they were encouraged to register their intellectual property as one of the strategies to fight infringement. Some of the traders who participated in the discussions say this is beneficial in terms of protecting their rights.
It is extremely important for all businesses to register IP. I don't think many businesses understand the value of that. International and also national companies need to be aware of what IP provides, protection. Protection for your idea, your trademark, and also protection of your creativity that you've brought here or you have in the country. I think that we need more awareness. I think that startups, SMEs, any company needs to have more training. We need training with solicitors for them to understand what we need from them.
Kalagi Arnold, a lawyer in the Rwanda Bar Association, points out that they have been dealing with cases of infringement which affects business owners' rights.
So there have been many cases of people's rights have been infringed because they didn't register them, or they registered them, but other people still come on board and infringe them. So the law provides various remedies. There is mediation, that is with the Office of the Registrar General under the Office of IP. So before you go for mediation for the courts of law, it's always advisable that you have proof. You know, you go to court with proof. So if it is registered, you have your certificate, it is proof that it is your right, and the court can assist you to stop that party and also fine that party for infringing on your rights. So we advise, if you have the capacity, you register in Rwanda, then you also register in other jurisdictions that you think your product is doing well.
Rwanda's latest intellectual property law was established back in 2009. The Registrar General in the Rwanda Development Board, Richard Kayibanda, explains more on the benefits of registering the intellectual property.
So we urge all business owners to register their intellectual property assets so that they are protected, and in case there is infringement, they would be able to enforce, having proof that this is my brand, this is the certificate of its registration, and so forth. The second reason that I want to highlight is that these assets are valuable assets in monetary terms. So if you have built, if we have used a brand and you have built a reputation associated with it, this is valuable in monetary terms. You can use it as a collateral if you want more funding to expand your business, but you can also use it through the licensing mechanism.
According to the Rwanda Development Board, the current number of registered intellectual property assets is 27,943. Olive Nete, RTV News.
And there you have it. On behalf of the entire news production team, thank you so much for your company. I'm Jane Motoni. Bye for now.